Okay, so we're back again.
Yeah, you guys are stuck with me some more. Haha.
No, that's okay.
Enjoy.
This is the show now, so it's we're not bringing Kevin back to life over here. So he's unfortunately or fortunately long gone, depending on who you ask.
It's all right. Me and Remy talk about tattoos all the time, so hopefully you get some weird insight into our bedroom talk.
I don't know about that, but
anyways, so we've got a email to read here. So it's from Nikia.
Nikia.
I hope I'm saying it right. Sorry about that. So it says, hello, I've been a big fan of the show for a while, and I thought I would send in mine. It's an older Blackout tattoo, and I definitely need to touch it up, but I would love to show it to you guys. Awesome.
I wonder what older Blackout means.
Yeah, right?
Like, how old is this thing?
Is this like 2013 old? Because that's like around when I really started noticing a Blackout tattoo.
I mean, they've been around, but like, I mean, this one, it looks like the stuff up top was done later.
Yeah.
Like, it looks like it was done by someone who's better at Blackout or black in general.
Yeah, because like your initial Blackout down there, you're right. You definitely need a touch up. It definitely needs a second pass.
I don't know that it was ever. Yeah, I don't know that it was ever passed twice. This looks like a one pass Blackout that someone just didn't want to come back to.
Yeah, I hate that you can see all the little work lines in there.
Yep, this is what happens when you don't do second passes. I'm always harping on and on in my vlogs about the importance of second and third passes because so many people, like, and there's a lot of them watching this show probably who they just want to do this one time.
Yeah.
They want to go in for a one-shot Blackout and have it be perfect. That's not going to happen.
Even on my pumpkin sleeve, I have black ground, and I have a spot that looks pretty reminiscent of this. The work lines are a little different, obviously, because each artist works differently. But
you can see the process.
Remy is always saying to the artist that's working on it to do some of the pumpkins and some of the Blackout. Because if he just does the pumpkins, I'm never going to finish the Blackout, which is probably true because...
And then you'll have this.
Yeah, and Blackout hurts. I totally get it, guys, but we got to commit and get it done.
So the thing is, like, older doesn't really cut it for me because, like, yeah, I'm sure this is older. I'm not saying it isn't, but once you get it saturated, the black will tonally change, but it won't start looking like this.
Yeah, no. All these little scratch lines that you guys are hopefully seeing in that forearm are definitely due to the artist not being in the same area of skin. Yeah,
it just needs to be smoothed out.
Yeah.
Like once it is, it will age well.
Yeah.
Like Blackout tattoos age fairly well. They're not going to be as black as they once were. But they hold up pretty well over time.
Yeah,
so.
like think when you're coloring with like a felt marker or a pencil crayon, if you don't push with the same pressure the whole time you're coloring that picture in, you're going to get those swiggly lines. And when you go over it a second time with your, crayon or whatever.
Or even for some artists, it'll need a third pass or if you've got, like depending on what you've got underneath of it.
Yeah.
But
how your skin heals.
I would say, like, if you don't like it, like, obviously, if you left it like this for a long time, then you don't like the feeling. But what I would say is just get it done, get it over with, and then it will age very well.
Yeah, and while you're at it, totally get whoever reblocks this out to fix that harsh line above your nose.
It needs to be softened up there. And like it just looks so disjointed from the top right now.
That breaking point is really sad, and I think it would be fairly easily fixed.
I would give it a kind of scratchier finish at the bottom too.
Or even like if you fade that black line into the scratches, it'll transition a little bit better.
Yeah, but like I think if they're gonna do it at the top, they should probably do it at the bottom too.
Oh yeah.
Because like then it would at least have some kind of a consistent tonality to it throughout the arm. Right now it's just
really, really harsh stop at your wrist.
Yeah, this stuff just kind of starts happening at some point.
And if you plan to tattoo your hand, fine, tattoo your hand and then transition it because right now it just looks silly.
Yeah, a little bit.
All right, so this one says, "Hi Remy, this is my Blackout that I got done about 6 months ago. Was thinking about getting sort of a white ink Polynesian design. What are your thoughts on that? Thanks, Matt.
Well, this guy has a ton of scar tissue.
Yeah.
Like a ton of scar. That's the first thing that I noticed right away is like some of this can be smoothed out a little bit. This looks like it was maybe 1.5 pass kind of thing. But like he's got a lot of scar tissue. And so I'm thinking that if you do the white ink, you need to do it bolder, like I'm always saying, with black and white instead of just white lines. Because if you do just white on black with this, it's just going to look like more scar tissue.
Yeah, and like my other question is existing design, is that old, and then you want to do the Polynesian to go with it, or is that new?
That's old.
That old?
That's
Okay.
old. He framed that.
Thank
He
you.
wants to keep that. I can tell that's old. I can tell by looking at the black. That's got some years on it.
And it does look quite puffy and scarred. That's why I was asking.
The whole thing is, yeah, even that design there is full of scar tissue.
Oh yeah.
Like that's everything in here is scar. So you really do need to redo that tattoo though, if you want to keep it in here, because it doesn't look correct tonally. It needs to be the same tone of black, I think, for this to work.
And I mean, you could throw some white in there to like fix, because like the age and the amount of scar tissue, the blowouts and stuff on it has like wrecked some of the details. I don't know if you're ever going to be able to fully recover them, but
You can try, but white ink is only so good at fixing blowouts.
Yeah.
I've seen it done. It can happen, but everything here is pretty close together and smeared, and it's going to be really hard to get the level of intricacy that they were going for back with white ink on that design there.
Yeah.
What I would say is maybe even when you hit it with black again, if you do, and you should, maybe simplify it a little bit and just let some of it go, because it's not going to be, you're not going to be able to maintain tiny details like that forever. And especially if you're trying to do that with white on black here, like you've got so much scar tissue already, it's going to be really hard to get that level of delicate detail in pieces over black.
Yeah, and like I think that like Polynesian, it'll look interesting definitely with the all the geometric shapes over top of that sleeve there. I just think that you're going to want to...
He'll need to do more.
He's going to want to play with the style of Polynesian. It's not going to be traditional, because you want to break up that black. Like that black is just such a solid line. Like you maybe want to like add some like triangular cutouts or some geometric shapes.
And I think you should do the whole arm black and do a whole Polynesian over black sleeve. So you have,
like that.
Well, it's just so you have more room to build it out. People can't do these things this small.
Or do like at least a black half sleeve. Like
no, it's got to be the whole arm.
It really look better for sure. I agree.
Not even just that, but like just for it to be viable, because you're gonna need some space for things to breathe.
Yeah.
Or else you're gonna have this again.
Yeah.
That chest panel was done too small. That's got to be the whole arm if he's gonna do it.
I don't hate how they ended off the chest panel though. Like to me, out of all the ones that we've looked at today, that makes the most sense. Especially considering the Polynesian style. I just wish that the artist had done that same ending in other places.
How are they going to do that with a nipple there, though?
No, well, I don't
Unless they cover
necessarily mean that spot. I mean, like, maybe at the end of the arm, on the shoulder, or whatever.
The whole thing just needs to go down farther and come up farther. If you're going to do Polynesian on this arm and try and make it look like something with white and black on black, you need more area to work with.
I think at very least, if you don't want to continue that much more of the blackout, that blackout needs to wrap all the way around your arm.
And if you're thinking, I'll do the Polynesian stuff on the lower sleeve without black on black, white on black, it will look very, very different.
It will. And
it's like that snake sleeve we showed that Terry did, with part of it with black and gray, part of it with white on black. It doesn't really work all together, right? Like that sleeve is nice, but like it would have been better if it had been, all black on black, white on black, or all black and gray.
I don't know. I kind of like the transition in that sleeve, and I think that you could do it masterfully. I think it worked really well for the sleeve that Terry did with the snake. But I think with Polynesian, because of the geometricness of it, having a solid fade, like a solid transition, makes more sense, and that's what's going to look silly, right? Because there is no fading and grayscaling and etc. in a Polynesian tattoo.
I would just say, do the whole arm and give the artist that's going to do this more room to actually lay this stuff out, because it looks like he's got like some kind of design like that already under there, and it was
mega scar tissue.
It was done too small the first time. Don't do it too small the second time. And I already know it was, because I could see it in his chest.
Yeah.
It was not done big enough. That pattern should have been his whole chest.
Yeah.
Not just one side either, the whole thing.
You gotta go big. You gotta go big. You know, some of these tattoos, they're not meant to be that tiny, so just go big. So this one is an update.
Yeah, this guy... He sent us a picture, and Kevin and I did more talking about the dog and the
brown door.
The brown door, whether it was purple or red or brown. We were trying to figure out what color the door was, because it was the worst lighting of all time.
Yeah.
So we were like, well, we can't talk about the tattoo, so we may as well just talk about the things in the picture.
This has got like that 3 crews or whatever.
Yeah, it's
kind of style,
it's
scratchy.
It's more black scratch is what that stuff's called.
Black scratch.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of black scratch to end
the whole
things off.
style of black work now.
Yeah.
So
this I don't think is as masterfully done as some people's.
It's an alright attempt, but again, it's got an odd shape to it. Why the fuck doesn't it take the whole arm?
Yeah,
it should be the whole bicep.
You're walking around with a cover up right now, and if you had gone all the way around your arm, you would be walking around with a black.
Yeah, you can still have the spikies. They just come out farther onto the shoulder.
Like I hope you see the difference in what we're saying, because like it'll make a huge difference. Because right now this is screaming cover up.
Well, you just threw a black blob on top of something.
Yeah.
But if you whip it out onto the back of the arm and build the spikes off, the points off on the other side of the arm and the shoulder, and kind of up the collarbone.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, you have a way better sleeve.
How do you feel about the saturation in this one?
I think it's fine. I think it's solid.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything wrong with the black at all, and I think he's got something on the inside he's protecting. But I feel like that should go away too.
Run it over.
And get into the armpit too. It's not as bad as people will tell you. You did the ditch of your arm, so that's about as bad as your armpit. Right. Also, the hard line, the ditch and the points out, that could soften up too. And I'm sure eventually this guy carries the whole motif down his arm farther. But even just for now, there should be more of a soft blend into those spikes, I think.
At the bottom by the ditch.
Yeah.
For sure. I agree with that, too.
It's just too fucking quick that happens. Mm-hmm. Again, and this is the same problem as the first one.
And I'm going to give all of you viewers a little pointer. You guys got to stop taking these bathroom shots. I know your bathroom
I love the bathroom shots.
Great lighting. But so I have a lot of experience in photography. I take a lot of Remy's photos. So what you guys want to do, because we're always complaining about your photo quality, wait for an overcast day, go outside.
No one's waiting for an overcast day.
I swear to God.
A lot of these guys, they take a photo on the way to the bathroom.
I know. But like you're not going to get all of this like this light interference and stuff if you take like an overcast day is a lot softer.
This is a way better photo than he sent the first time.
I'm sure it is.
I missed the dog.
You know, if you guys are just curious, though, like photo tip, overcast day, or like, yeah, wait for a cloud to go over your sun. It'll look a lot better.
Yeah, I think this looks okay, but yeah, I missed the dog.
I remember the dog in the door, and I remember you and Kevin really being fixated on it. Now we're not.
Well, there's nothing to say when you can't see the fucking thing.
On a dog in
but
the
now
door.
that I can, I want the rest of the arm done. I don't know why the back of the arm isn't saturated.
Do the back of your arm, like seriously.
That's really bugging me.
That way.
It's just you did half the arm for some reason.
Yeah,
it's really strange.